What's good, my people? You know what it is. You know who it is. Let's get into this. So, lately, I've been seeing now on Instagram that Kanye West and Drake are trying to squash their beef. And then also, they're trying to get together and petition for Larry Hoover to be released from prison. Now, for those of you who don't know, Larry Hoover is the leader of the Gangster Disciple, the GDs from Chicago. He's been in jail for almost 50 years. Since 1971 or 2, like, he's been down for a minute. He got 6 consecutive life sentences. He's currently in the Florence, Colorado ADX, the highest security jail there is in the United States. Prison. That ain't even a jail. That shit is the pen. Now, Kanye West, he not a street dude. Drake, he not a street dude. Kanye, at least, he's from Chicago, so he grew up amongst the culture. He grew up amongst the GDs, the Vice, all that shit that go on in Chicago. He grew up amongst that. He might not have been intertwined with it so much, but even if if you from there, you've been exposed to it. You know people, you know your cousins, whatever the case may be. He's been exposed to it, and for whatever reason, he feels a strong passion and a strong calling to try to get this man released. I don't understand it. I don't. At this point, this man has been in jail for 50 years, and if you think that because he comes home that a lot of this violence is going to stop, you're fucking sadly mistaken. I'm going to tell you one thing and one thing only. This younger generation, these 17 through 25-year-olds do not give a fuck about a dude that been in jail 50 years. They're not going to care and listen. The first thing as soon as he come out and try to give that order for people to start doing this and move like this, when niggas been moving like that for however they've been moving their whole life, somebody going to blow his head off. And you could say, oh, nah, because Chicago different. Nah, man, it ain't like that. These young boys, they don't give a motherfucker about what he going to be talking about. So that's one thing. For two, now let's get to Drake. Drake, you're not from Chicago. Drake, you're from fucking Toronto, from Canada. The most peaceful country in the world. Like, no, nothing ever happens in Canada. We don't go to war with nobody. They are out the way, and I respect Canada for that. But you sitting here petitioning, why? Because you know Larry Hoover Jr., right? And so does Kanye West. These industry dudes kill me. They kill me because why the fuck is he not petitioning for Pistol Pete to come home? While we at it, let's get Pete home too. Fuck it, shout out to Pete, man. Get Pete home. Why don't we get King Blood home while we at it? Let's go. I mean, if we gonna go one way, then let's go the whole way with it. These is dudes that got unfair life. Pete been down since 90-something too. He been down 95, 96. He been down 20-something years, 25, 26 years. And he been in ADX the whole damn time too. King Blood got 40 years in the ADX to do. No contact. I mean, what good is this gonna what good is gonna come of this man coming home, man? What do you expect this man to do with what's going on in the street? Is it just because you like his son and all this shit? Like, these dudes, man, why are you not putting your energy into really trying to make real change out here? You guys have the influence and the ear of the people. But you want to use your influence to free a dude that's been in jail for 50 years for killing somebody back in the day. Then he got wrapped up in an indictment 20 years later. The dude got 6 life sentences, man. At this point, his life is done. His influence is done. He can no longer reach the masses with his shit. He can't. Nobody's going to give a fuck about what he got to say, man. Nobody. What they need to be doing is putting their energy, putting their voice behind some people that are out here. Some people that are trying to be leaders that don't have the voices, don't have the platform to be heard. And I'm not talking about my son and these corny ass dudes. I'm talking about dudes that's really on the ground, putting in footwork, man, in these streets, trying to talk and not being heard because they don't have a voice to be heard. They don't have a platform like Kanye. They don't have an advocate like Drake speaking for them. But there's dudes out here really doing work. Dudes that came home from doing 15, 20 years that are really pushing a good agenda, that are really trying to make a change in the youth. And they don't get that voice. But because Larry Hoover's son, knows Kanye and knows Drake, and they take a picture and all this shit and photo op, everybody wants to hop on this man's dick. These industry dudes are me personally, I don't get wrapped up in it because I don't look at them as anything but entertainers. You know what I'm saying? But people be trying to prop them up like they gods or some shit like that. These dudes are just regular bozo. 90% of these dudes are not who they claim to be. 90% of these dudes are not really from the streets. They never really did anything in the streets. They were good kids that were probably exposed to it because they lived in certain situations. But if you're from the hood, then you understand that just because you live here doesn't mean that you really rocking and doing what you do. There's a lot of dudes that I grew up around that lived in the building, that lived next to the house, next to the apartment that niggas was selling out of. And they not involved in nothing. They not doing none of that shit. This is what most of these rappers were. Good kids that got the fuck out of there. They good kids that had a talent and they used it to their advantage. God bless you. God bless you, man. Because a lot of dudes don't get that opportunity. A lot of dudes don't harness that talent and push it and make it into something. Salute and congratulations to you. But now y'all sitting here with a crazy following. Drake, you are one of the most famous people on earth. Kanye, you are one of the wealthiest black men on earth. You are one of the most famous people, influential people on earth. Why the fuck are you using that influence and that power to get a gang leader out of fucking jail? When our biggest problems, one of the biggest problems in our whole fucking community is gang violence. And this old man coming home is not gonna fix none of that shit. None of it. Trust me. Y'all be good out there, man. Like I said, man, please do not value what these rappers and they're just people that have more money than you. They're not realer than you. They're not none of that shit. They're people that have more money, a better car, and a better house. Other than that, they full of shit. They not like us, man. They don't represent us. They not like us. They don't give a fuck about us. A lot of them. And Drake and Kanye, once again, showed that they one of the people that don't give a fuck about us. Shit is crazy, man. Like I said, man, y'all be good out there, man. Stay blessed. Peace.